Hello, Capricorn. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot in Wonderland by Barbara Moore, illustrated by Eugene Smith. Website at the bottom is llewellyn.com, if I can hold it still. Feel free to freeze frame on that if you want to check it out. This other deck is a bit older, but it's the Magical Spell Cards by Lucy Cavendish. Hopefully that focuses. There's a spelling for Cavendish if you're interested. On the back, you can see it's illustrated by Jesse Reish, and it's a Hay House product. I believe this is early 2000s, 2002. I think is that what's on there? Yeah. Feel free to freeze frame and check that out if you want to. Like I told Virgo, I always forget when these readings are done to check out the website online. So if you want to check it out, think of it as an adventure. It's an adventure. Does the website even exist at this point? I have no idea. Oh, you have something real good coming in. Are you expecting that? I don't know. I feel like you are sitting in this moment where I feel like I see somebody else doing something that I've done. You know those moments where you're watching somebody else do something and you're like, I've done that. You're like, yeah, I've done that. And you're kind of like making a decision whether you're going to participate or not. Somebody here, I feel like you're looking at them and you see what they're doing and you're like, I've done that. I keep looking at this like you're looking at them like I've done that. I know where that goes. I've done that. Because they're planning something and they're watching and they're on a road to somewhere. They're on a road to somewhere, but I feel like you're looking where it's going and you're like, I've done that. I know where that's going. But you're really strong with this in the sense of like, you're also like, when I was in that moment, I feel like Capricorn is very on point with themselves with this. If you look back at the past and like if you were really hell-bent on doing something, nobody was going to tell you different, and you knew that. And you're looking at somebody else go through this now, and you're like, yep, I've been there. I know what that's like. And sometimes you just got to let it play out. You do your best. I do see you doing your best with this, but you see somebody else heading down a road, you're like, I've already been down that road. You're like, I've been there. I've done that. You do want to say something. It's not that you don't, but it's kind of like you're kind of on that same... For some reason, you kind of relate with this person kind of like, if I go in there and try to tell them, you really should do this, you really should do that, when I was in that place, it would have just pissed me off. I wouldn't have had it. I'd been like, nope, get out of my way, and that's it. You understand that moment. You really do understand it. You've evolved from it. Who you are today is because you went through these moments and you've made changes and you've looked at things differently and you've learned what you've learned and you have refined yourself over the years. We don't start off knowing how to handle this stuff. We just kind of figure it out as we go. And you've done your work to do that as well. It's not that you don't want to help. I feel like you are watching though, because you do have some compassion for this, kind of like, it's almost like I would love to know what I should have said to myself. And I feel like you're looking at that kind of that way. Like in the past, what could have been said to me that would have changed how I was handling this, that would have actually worked? Whoever you're watching, you're seeing this play out. Because the past is coming back. And you're seeing it. It's like it's almost on autopilot, I feel, with this Temperance card coming in. It's just... this happens, that happens, it's going, and you see it just going like dominoes. And you're like, it's kind of like if you're looking at dominoes, right? And maybe, I don't know, say it's 50 feet of dominoes and it's twirling around this way and that way and all over the place. You know that one of the ways to stop dominoes is to like take out a section of it before it hits it. But the thing is, how many dominoes have to fall before you take out that section? And you got to make sure you take out enough so it doesn't, still keep the situation going. So like if you have 50 feet of dominoes, how many feet of dominoes are you going to have to lose, or going to have to be lost, before you're able to pull out a section so it stops? And are you able to pull out that section without causing different type of damage and maybe still setting off the whole thing, but just in a more catastrophic way. Catastrophic way. I'm like, I know I was saying that word wrong. So you're trying to get ahead of it. You're trying to help. Again, you see it, you're like, I've been there. I've done that. And you're kind of like, I don't know what I need to do to stop this, but I'd like to. It's like you're like, it's almost like I want to see if there's something I could say to this person, and if it would, I want to see if it would work. It's almost like part of me is like, I want to see if I can stop this for them. Because it's kind of like you have compassion for it. Like, the outcome is like, you understand where this outcome is going, and you're like, I didn't deserve that outcome. I understood why I did what I did. And I want to help this person before they end up the way I ended up. I would like to help them shortcut this learning system if I can. Only because it's kind of like, you don't feel like it's fair that it gets as bad as it gets. And you see where this is going, and you're like, it's going to get pretty rough. And I don't think they should have to get that deep into it. Maybe I could help them kind of learn it a little earlier so they don't have to get that deep in it. You're really, like, compassionate here. I feel a high level of compassion. You know what's going on here. I keep getting, again, you definitely know exactly where this is going. But you also know it's really hard to stop it. And you, even deeper into this, again, when you relate to it, you're like, yeah, but if you try to get in my way, that's just going to make me more angry, and I'm not going to have it, and I'm just going to keep going. That's how I was, and I see how that's how this person is. So if I try to get in their way, it's just going to motivate them farther to go harder, go fast, just keep going. They're just not going to give up. And I don't want to motivate them in that type of way. You know how this is. I keep getting, again, over and over again, you know. The fire energy keeps coming in too, but I feel like whoever this is, they seem to relate to you, and like, I feel like they do respect how you feel about something. And you're looking at this as like, how do I bring this conversation up in a productive way? And I feel like you know very easily, like, I cannot tell them what to do. I need to show them where this is going and help them understand it, but not tell them what to do. Because there's a lot of energy coming through, a lot of passion. I got 2 fire cards, the King and Knight. They just keep moving forward. But I get with the Knight coming forward in the future, the Knight of Fire can change direction pretty quickly. If you're able to make your point, is that true? Because I feel like you could kind of pull them back and get them to at least hold position for a minute, at the very least. 3 of Wands, that could be a change. And the Judgment card, there's the Judgment, and there's also the 4 of, the Judgment card shows up twice. I feel like if you can get this person to kind of at least stop for a second, stop and evaluate and look at what's going on here, I feel like that could change, because there's a possibility for success here. There's definitely the possibility for success. You know how to get this to change. You can relate to it. And again, I feel Capricorn going, if it was me and you tried to tell me what to do, it would just make me so angry, and I wouldn't have it, and I'd be like, you were not stopping me, you were not telling me how to live my life. This is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to keep doing it. Because you don't put up with that. So you're like, not going to tell them what to do. I just want to give them the information and help them see where this is going, and empower them to make their own decision. Empower them to make a change if they decide it's appropriate. If they decide they won't, and they're just like, I'm not going to, then I have to respect that they're going to have to go where they have to go. But I want them to at least have a chance, and I want to give them as much information as I can to show them where they're going to end up. It's floating over here. And the way you're helping them, you're giving them the knowledge to help them actually have success, so this doesn't have to be... Is that the one? Yeah. This doesn't have to be a bad ending. Again, have I ever mentioned... I probably have just implied it the whole way. You do very much like this person. Otherwise, you clearly wouldn't be doing this. You wouldn't bother. So I feel like that was implied the whole time, so maybe if I need to say that... You wouldn't do this for somebody you didn't really care about, or you didn't like to some extent, or you didn't feel deserved your time. You wouldn't bother. I feel like that's obvious, but just in case I needed to throw that in there, there you go, I threw it in there. Because the card just keeps sitting here, and I'm like, I keep walking past it, but I'm like, I feel like that's obvious. You wouldn't help somebody if you didn't like them. You know? Some signs would. If they didn't like somebody, they would feel that guilt feeling like, oh, I should give them a chance. That's not really a Capricorn thing, in my opinion. Kind of like, if they deserve the help, you'll give the help. If they don't deserve the help, good luck, figure your own life out. That seems that's just, maybe I'm biased. I just feel like Capricorn's kind of like that. Kind of like, I don't give time to people who don't deserve it. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. You might notice this is the Death card, which is great. You're literally going to help this person make a change. You know how to talk to them. It's not going to stop like that. I feel like you're going to get them to kind of pull back and kind of look at what's happening. And I feel like you're going to just give them information. This is where I see this going. This is what I see is going to happen. If you want to, I suggest just pulling back and just absorbing the information and looking at it if you want to. I feel like you're very careful how you're talking about this because you know how this goes. I want to give you the truth. I want to show you what's here. I want to show you where it's going. I want the information to be in front of you. I respect you're going to make your decision as you see appropriate. I just want you to have more information to make a proper choice for where you want to end up. You're very careful with your words. I feel like you're very careful. Like, I feel like Capricorn is anyway, but this is like really like, this is kind of hair trigger. Like, I got to be very, very careful what I say. That information, I feel like it's going to pull them back for a second, and they're going to look at what you're saying, and they're going to kind of research it on their own. They do take your information very seriously. They believe in you. When you say something, at the very least, they know that you believe what you're saying, and you're not just saying stuff just to say stuff. And I feel like the more they think of it, they're like, well, I know Capricorn believes in what they're saying. I know that Capricorn builds from experience. I know that Capricorn only brings stuff forward that they've already tested and tried themselves. They don't bring forth a wish and a dream. They bring forth what they actually know works. And I feel like it's kind of weighing on them. Kind of like, Capricorn is telling me something. And it has substance. It has substance, so let me see how it truly adds in for me. I feel like they want to play that game with, well, that's how it worked out for Capricorn. So Capricorn believes what they said, and that worked for Capricorn in their situation. But my situation is different. And they might be a little bit spicy about it. But I feel like as they sit with it, they're like, yeah, but let me see how the Capricorn information really folds in here. Let me really take this to heart. And they're seeing the similarities, and they're seeing what you've told them. They're like, okay. Yeah, no, yeah, it is heading that way. No, I do see how that adds up there. No, and I do see where Capricorn said that's where it would go, and that's where it's going. And I feel like there's anger there, not at you, but angry that you're right. They're not angry at you, but they're angry that you're right. I feel like you know what that means. I feel like you can handle that. I feel like you're like, yeah, no, I get it. I feel like you totally understand what that means. Not mad at you, but they're like, oh, you're right. Like, and they don't like that. They don't like that you're right, and I feel like it's kind of like because they still want to go that direction, but they're seeing like, the Capricorn's right. I'm gonna smack right into the wall, and they don't like the fact that you're right. They really don't like it, but they're not mad at you. It's ending the situation. Things are gonna go better. If you weren't already very tightly bonded with this person, you will be. I feel like the bond is even stronger. I feel like they take you. Like, they want to be more connected with you after this. They are letting go of the problem, whatever that is. They're changing direction. When I get let go, I get that they are changing direction. You are having an effect. You are helping this person redirect where they're going. It's not going to happen in 5 minutes, but I feel like I don't see you having a problem with that. It's going to take a minute for them to pull back, soak it in, really think it through. Have a minute where they're kind of angry that you're right. Again, they're not mad at you, but I still get that you're going to understand that. I feel like you're going to get it. In fact, I feel like you're going to probably clarify that if you feel like you need to, because they're angry that it's not. But I also see your energy going, yeah, I'd be mad too. I would be mad. I feel like you completely get it. You're like, yeah, no, I'd be mad too, because I was going that direction, and now I'm really realizing all the energy that I was putting into that direction, I have to kind of like redirect, or I'm just going to have a total loss, which is completely unacceptable. So they're going to have their moment. When they get past that moment, I feel like they're going to change direction. It is there. It is there for them to do that. You are very helpful. You're very effective. This is a good way to handle this. I I almost want to feel like I want to say one of those political campaigns, you know. My name is James and I support this message. I don't know what else to say with that, but you get what you're going to do. I think you're good, though. I think we're done. I think we're done. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral at gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information that's below, same email, just below. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.